What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Danny Garcia. Mr. Swift had this to say about Errol the Truth Spence. He said that Spence is overrated, and his next upcoming fight with Shawn Porter will be very messy. This is interesting because I'm glad someone is thinking the way that I'm thinking. And this is someone that fights on the banner of the PBC. So this is valuable, credible opinions, right? There's no bias because he's already in the system of the PBC. He loves Al Heyman. Al Heyman loves him back. But Errol Spence, he's right. Errol Spence is overrated. I mean, out of all these fighters, he is just now getting the opportunity to fight one of the top fighters in the welterweight division. Kell Brook, he doesn't count. Kell Brook beat Shawn Porter 3 years ago. He got his bone broken to his face and his eye by Gennady Golovkin going up in weight. Anybody that knows anything about ortho knows that when you start breaking things, especially a part of your skull, people, it's easier to break the other side. So Errol Spence, hey, I broke the other side of his face. Well, his face was already broken, so what difference does it make? I thought he just added insult to injury, but that was a tough fight going in. But other than that, Chris Algieri? I mean, who else has he fought? Lamont Peterson? Come on now, he's a light welterweight, honestly. He's the only guy with some balls, Richard Pryor's son. He's the only one with some balls that wanted to fight him at that time. But that doesn't mean that he couldn't be beaten. I don't think he was just worth the trouble of fighting because he had nothing to offer. He was just a tough kid that was trying to make a name for himself, just like Keith Thurman was. The only thing about Keith Thurman was the WBC champion at the time. So he did have an argument in that show. But Errol Spence, he's only here from hearsay. He looks good. He looks good with the people that he's fighting, like Ocampo. Yeah, he was undefeated, but Ocampo was who? Who was he? He really wasn't anyone. Okay? Nobody really knew about Ocampo. He was just a good guy with a good record. He's like Tom Schwartz, for Christ's sake. And we sure the hell didn't know who that was. So let's just keep it real. And Danny Garcia is absolutely right. I got to agree with him. He's an overrated fighter because he hasn't been in there with the right type of people. And the person that he's going to go in there against, he's bigger than. I get it. Errol Spence, he has the advantages in height and reach. Okay. But if you think that's going to be an easy fight, then don't be surprised, people. If he gets upset, please don't be surprised. Because I already seen it coming. If Errol Spence loses, okay, that's another super fight that he could have took with Terrence Bud Crawford and gave him that opportunity that slipped by his fingertips. Why? Because he was on the other side of the street. Right? So, I got to agree with Danny Garcia, and I'm glad someone actually speaking up on that side because it looks like, they form a cult over there and they really don't talk too much about each other. Shawn Porter is that guy. He's the good guy. He's the Floyd Patterson. He's the Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay? He has that type of attitude. He's not that, he's respectable. He's a guy that you should lead by example. Honestly, Shawn Porter should be the guy with the endorsements because he's that guy that has a clean image. You don't see him with, babies all over the place or getting arrested for DWIs or any of that other fuckery. Right? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Danny Garcia's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.